Good morning, geeks and gamers. We are back with daily. It's here. It's the day after Christmas. A lot of people are hungover on either food, alcohol, or too much family time.
Or a combination of all of those things.
Or a combination of all of those things. But yes, we're here and we have more Hollywood disasters to talk about. And I'm joined by the most positive man on the internet, Ryan Kennel. What's up, man?
That's right. Yeah, Jeremy, I hope everybody had a good Christmas, a good weekend, all that good stuff. I think my fucking batteries are dying at just about the right time. You can barely see the fucking lights on this thing anymore. So this will be the last day I think I have it out. I think I'm gonna keep the tree and all the shit up for a while though. I like having the tree up.
Yeah, I had a miserable Christmas. I mean, luckily I already had celebrated my Christmas the week prior with family and stuff, but yeah, yesterday I woke up to great news. Oh man, my new channel's been monetized. It's got approved for memberships. We're ready to rock and roll. I was excited. I was like, oh, it's a Christmas miracle. Thank you, YouTube. After 4 streams, we were officially monetized and went live over there after daily because I did a solo daily yesterday. Went live on my new channel, and there was that glitch with membership. So everybody's super chatting, throwing memberships. I was like, okay, cool, man, we're rocking. And then all of a sudden, we tag team YouTube to ask for like, hey, the gifted memberships. There's the glitch that we've seen before. People can't accept all these gifted memberships, and then the channel just got demonetized for reused content. And I was like, what? So spent all day dealing with that, and it's still demonetized for reused content, even though the only thing on the channel is like 4 or 5 Fortnite live streams and then 1 top 5 Super Nintendo games shorts from me. I know it's just a glitch. It's just annoying. It'll get worked out, but we had a great stream going yesterday, and it got taken down over, or not, the stream is still up, but the monetization got hit, and it's just a dumb bot glitch, but it's so annoying. So but
yeah,
it is.
Your mic's weird. Your mic is like peaking and then like going down. It's very strange. I don't know why, but
it's weird.
Yeah, well, personally, I think that this is YouTube's way of telling you to stop playing so much fucking Fortnite. It's just recognizing all your Fortnite streams are the same and it's telling you change up your content a little, Jeremy.
I mean, if that was the case, then why are all these other guys got 50,000 people watching them play Fortnite? So
they're good.
Yeah, not as good as me. I'm better than Dr. Disrespect at Fortnite.
You challenge him right now?
Yeah, I'll call Doc out, or we can just get discount Doc Beardo in here. Either way, I'll take both of them out. Is my mic still messing up? That's so weird. All my readings are showing good.
It's weird. It might be a StreamYard thing. You automatically adjusting your volume, maybe in StreamYard. I don't know if that could be what it is, but yeah, it is a little weird.
Right.
Like it's not like you're just disappearing; it's just going up and going down.
Strange. Testing. All right, how about now?
That's not a big enough sample size. We'll just have to wait till you go on a tangent and figure it out.
We will hear. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking StreamYard. You never know. If it does mess up, I will leave and come back. But
yeah, I did it again.
God fucking damn it. All right, I'll be back.
All right, bye. There we go. A solo Jeremy stream yesterday, a solo me stream today. Let me read some of these super chats that have come in while Jeremy resets his shit. The on-curring Santa sled for $2 says Happy New Year. Not quite yet. Not yet. We will. What is it? Actually, Monday will be New Year's, right? So next Monday will be New Year's over here. Travis Schiffler, welcome to the 199. Thank you very much. Thunderstrike for 5. Hail. Among my gifts yesterday was Alpha Core, an FNT shirt, a Critical Drinker shirt, and a United Cutlery replica of Anduril. Really? That is freaking amazing. So are you saying those are the things you got, that people got those for you, or that you gave those to people? That sounds awesome.
All right. How's that? Is that any better? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, geeks and gamers. It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today is my microphone reading good. Either way, we'll let Ryan do the heavy lifting. If not,
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Let's see. Cole Hauser for $2. Good morning, Jeremy and Ryan. 199 Yojo praise. That's right, Cole Hauser.
Raisin.
I had right, you know what I had for you know what my last meal was on Christmas?
What?
McDonald's.
Nice.
I ate 30 McNuggets, 2 double cheeseburgers, and 2 large fries,
Whew.
and and then passed out on the couch for like fucking 30
Oof, that
minutes.
sounds
Like
miserable. That sounds miserable.
I was like,
Holy crap.
I sometimes when I eat like that, sometimes I feel like a snake, right? There's just like if you like fucking looked at an outline of me, you would just see a big massive like McDonald's shape like on me. And so I have to lay there like a snake and digest it for a while. And yeah.
That sounds horrible and wonderful at the same
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna tell you for like the 15 minutes that it took me to eat it, it was fucking glorious. And then I felt like I couldn't move. So I had to like lay on the couch for a while. But they didn't
Oh,
fuck it up,
man.
which was nice. They didn't fuck up my order. So
Well, I
maybe the
made the
clip's
mistake
from
because I don't eat. I've only been eating like one meal a day for like the past month, and I made the mistake of eating. I'd say like a sandwich, that I made here, and it like at 11:30 last night, and I felt terrible last night. It capped off an already stressful day for me. But yeah, I was just like, why did I eat? Because I'm not used to that, so I just felt terrible. I ate a sandwich, chips, and I drank a soda, which I don't drink soda except for at lunch once a day. That's it. And I screwed everything up last night. So yeah, I feel terrible as well. Not as bad as I would have if I would have ate what you ate and fallen asleep. But
it was good once I woke up. I was like, it was like quick little like 30, 45-minute power digest nap and wake up and I'm good to go. So yeah. Did you watch any Christmas movies, Jeremy?
yeah. We had a lot on here, but like Home Alone 1 and 2, Jingle All the Way. We had Batman Returns on
Did you watch
yesterday.
the Home Alone with the Trump still in there? Was he
Yes.
removed?
No,
All
of
right.
course. Come on. Come
Well, I
on.
didn't know. Like,
Watch
I
the
don't know
proper
if it's on like
version.
a streaming service or something like that, where it's like I
Yeah.
thought there was a rumor that they removed him.
There was a rumor that I think a network back when he was
Network probably did. You're
yeah,
right.
I think a
Yeah.
network removed him, but I don't think he's been removed from any actual streaming services. I don't think. But I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so yeah, and I have not seen Batman Returns in a long, long time. And I know Stephanie had that on here at HQ, and I want to actually sit down and rewatch Batman Returns again. But yeah, I had a good time calling out Yellow Flash or his disastrous
Ooh,
Christmas tier list. Like that was terrible.
bro,
Bro,
like
he had Muppets Christmas Carol
yeah,
in the
yeah, fuck
horrible
that shit,
tier.
dude. That's
They,
bullshit. I watched that a couple of days ago.
yep.
Muppets Christmas Carol is amazing.
Yes.
Like that is a that's probably like maybe top 5 Christmas movies for
Yes,
me.
100%, 100%. Muppets Christmas Carol is amazing. It's the best version of Christmas Carol. He also had Home Alone 2
You know,
at the
the Mickey
terriblest.
version, like the Mickey version of Christmas Carol is good too. The one with like
Mhm.
Scrooge
It
as
is.
Scrooge.
It is. Wait. Which one? The Mickey? Oh, the animated Mickey one?
Yeah, the one from like
Okay,
the 80s or something.
yeah. I hate the Jim Carrey version. I hate that
Yeah.
version. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I didn't like it either. And they tried to do the 3D thing with it. I saw it in
Bro,
3D. It was
Flash
just
is in the
miserable.
chat says Home Alone 2 is awful garbage. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not like super high on Home Alone
Dude,
2,
Home
but
Alone
it's
2
not
is
like
so good. Home Alone
I'm
2 is
not.
so good.
I would put it in like my mid category, but I wouldn't call it awful.
But let's not move away from the fact that you put Muppets Christmas Carol in the terrible tier, Flash. You don't
Now,
get to come back from that, okay?
I'll defend Flash a little bit. I do think that it was like a group, didn't they put
I
it
don't
together
care.
on
You're the leader.
Flashcast?
It's your channel. You're responsible. All right. End of the day, you're responsible, Flash. Unacceptable having Muppets Christmas Carol in the terrible tier. Unacceptable.
He's blaming it on Raging Rhino. Rhino moved it into trash. Hey, there you go.
No, fuck that. You override him. You override him.
We did our own tier list on this channel. You
We
didn't get to
did.
override.
Yes, I did.
No, you did it.
I knew that you were gonna put In and Out lower than normal, so I had to oversell it to keep it at least in the mid-tier range or the good range or wherever. Because you guys were trying just because you wanted to get it in the lower tiers.
I
Just to
was
fuck
giving
with
my
me.
honest fucking opinion.
I don't believe you.
What are you
You're only
talking
doing it
about?
for the clicks, Ryan. You only did it for the clicks.
Yeah, everyone knows it's so popular to say In-N-Out shit. Yeah, you'll get no hate for saying that.
Oh man.
But anyway, Experiment 626, member for 7 months. A Christmas miracle. Ryan's fast food order was done correctly. Yeah, it took a while, but I gave them a little bit of grace because it was Christmas, you know. So I wasn't gonna fucking hammer them too hard over something like that. But yeah, they did eventually get it right, which is better than normal.
Yeah.
Chris B for 5. Any favorite games you like to play during the holidays? For example, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I always feel like playing a classic Zelda game. No.
Nothing like jumps out to me that I actually play during the holidays. It's just kind of whatever's in the rotation. There's not like I don't have any go-to games like I'd have go-to movies. I definitely have my go-to movies, but not necessarily games during the holidays.
I did watch Die Hard last night too. Watched Die Hard. Finished it. Hans Gruber fell off of Nakatomi Tower around like 11:15 maybe. So I did watch that. Had to get that in before Christmas was over. Grand Admiral Adam for 11 months. All you need is a little Christmas in a movie to make it a Christmas movie. That makes 1960 version of Swiss Family Robinson a Christmas movie. I think there's debate over it, right? I think there's debate about how much Christmas needs to be involved for it to be a Christmas movie.
I mean,
does
really,
does Christmas play a central plot or central role in the plot?
I mean, it really to me, it's like it's just whatever is a Christmas movie for you. You know what I mean? That's really like I don't care if people like I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie personally because I just never viewed it from that perspective. Like I said, my go-to movies I always name them, but you know, Santa Claus 1 and 2, Home Alone 1 and 2, Jingle All the Way, Muppets Christmas Carol. Those are my go-tos. Those are the ones that I've always watched. There's obviously a plethora of amazing Christmas movies out there. Even like Batman Returns, like it's been so long since I watched it. It's clearly a movie that's taken a heavy backdrop of Christmas. You know what I mean? But I haven't watched it in a long time to see how much it ties into it or not. But yeah, I mean, like we're watching Snow Dogs. That's not a Christmas movie, you know what I mean? But it's like it's got like fucking snow in it, so it's like it really whatever works for you. I don't consider Snow Dogs a Christmas movie, but I'm saying, you know what I
Is that
mean?
the one with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yes, Cuba. Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. It's I actually like the movie Snow Dogs. It's not as good as 8 Below with Paul Walker. Rest in peace to Az's good friend, Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And rest in peace to Az, by the way, too.
Neanderthal 2020 for $50. Doesn't say anything. Didn't say a damn
dropped
thing.
A 50 and just walked out of here. Just dropped a 50 and walked out.
Well, thank
you. Like
Neanderthal.
honestly, I do like for me, Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter specifically to me is a Christmas movie. Like just because it's
so
directed.
There's a difference between movies that are made around Christmas. But Christmas
100%.
is there for like 2% of the movie.
What I'm saying, if you hear me out, because I'm a huge fan of Home Alone 1 and 2. Is it Chris Columbus or Christopher Columbus? Again,
it is, yeah.
He's the guy that directed 1 and 2 of Harry Potter. And so there's this, and you got John Williams' score, which John Williams scored Home Alone. So to me, it just has this vibe of Home Alone more than anything, which reminds me, Christmas is just a minor part of the first Harry Potter, but it's because you can feel the Home Alone vibes in that movie, like in terms of his directing style and everything like that. It feels like a Christmas movie. It does. So,
Did you watch that Merry Little Batman thing that they were promoting? I haven't seen the video. I didn't like the way the animation looked, so I didn't watch it.
I have not seen it.
And
you know, well, and I know people have brought up Lord of the Rings. Somebody I honestly like just because they came out in December. It's almost like I have a Christmas sense to those movies because they always released in December. Now, I wasn't a big Lord of the Rings like fan prior to the movies, but I did go and see, them. Empire Strikes Back is a Christmas movie. Yeah, with all the snow.
All the snow. Oh,
yeah.
I don't think that
Holiday Special is a Christmas movie.
Well, you could argue that one. You could
Yeah.
You could argue that one. But you know a movie that not a lot of people saw? That would be Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2, just as we have expected for quite some time, the projections were not looking great. We had this big argument going on. What's going to perform better? Aquaman 2 or the Marvels? Both of them are going to be historic flops, but we really don't know which at the end of the day is going to be worse. Aquaman 2 box office performed with one of the worst opening weekends for DC franchise. That's exactly what happened. Jason Momoa's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom floats like a turd to the top of the box office, but flounders with $28 million opening. And when you do add in that big Christmas Day number, it's looking like it's going to be a $40 million Christmas holiday weekend. To put that in perspective, the first Aquaman made $108 million. It's 5-day Christmas opening. That was when Christmas was on a Tuesday, so you had an extra Monday in there. But still, this is a pathetically low number. And when you stack up that $28 million to the rest of the DCEU in its entire history, the only things it did better than Wonder Woman 84, Suicide Squad, both of those open on the same day on HBO Max, and both of them were still like suffering from the effects of COVID at the theaters, right? Blue Beetle, 25 million. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, 27.7. Final tally. Worse than Shazam, worse than Birds of Prey. Oh, a lot worse. Half. It made half of what The Flash did in its opening weekend.
That is insane. We are definitely at the end of a terrible road, in my opinion. I think the DCEU has been utter dog shit. Very few good movies within the DCEU, and you add the Amber Heard element into this movie. This is bad. This is bad. And again, it's what we talked about many times, man. Like, I just think James Gunn has a lot tougher mountain to climb than he thinks. I think he's got a very tough mountain. This goes well beyond just this movie. The DCEU is dead, officially dead, but also like the momentum of it, of the DC properties moving forward, are in a bad spot. What was the Marvel's opening weekend?
46 million. There's 20 million off that.
Worldwide, didn't Marvel's have a stunted opening?
Marvel's had about 110 million worldwide. Aquaman also about 100 and about 100. Let me think what it was. 108 million worldwide, I think, is what it had in its normal opening. And with Christmas added in, that would be a different thing. But yeah, slightly lower than the Marvels worldwide, a lot lower than it domestically. The only saving grace for Aquaman is in a place where they barely get any of the box office results, and that's China. This is tracking probably not to make as much as something like Guardians of the Galaxy did in China, which it made like 70 or 80 million, but probably, looking at 60, 65 million just from China, which is a far cry from the $300 million it made back in 2018. Look at this fucking headline. Aquaman 2 box office marks end of DC's worst year since Batman and Robin.
Jeez. Holy crap, man. I mean,
hard to argue with that.
It is hard. It's hard to process that. It's hard to process it. That they've gone this, like, how have they fallen this far? But here we are. And again, like, for me, there's nothing confusing about it. It's as much as you, and when I say, how do you get there? It's not because I don't get it. It's because, how did you actually screw this up this bad? To me, it makes perfect sense as to why they're in this position. These movies, the vision of this entire universe has been all over the place. You couldn't, regardless of, like, you're the ones that hired Snyder and gave him, the keys to the kingdom, basically. But at the same time, you never fully embraced his vision, which is probably a good idea, but it probably was a good idea to never give him that opportunity to begin with after the first disaster. But the fact is they did give him the opportunity, and there was constant clashing of visions. And then they went full on. I think the first Aquaman's an MCU movie. That's what it feels like. It's got the MCU kind of, goofiness to it, the popcorn feel, and it kind of moved completely away from that Snyder tone that they had that centered the entire universe around. And now all of the other stuff that they've tried to throw into it. And then as this final year comes into play, you make the announcement of James Gunn, and then you put bad vibes out there with the fan base that he says Henry Cavill's not coming back. I don't know how they recover from this. I really don't.
And then we actually just got the updated numbers. The Christmas was worse than they thought, so it's only at $38 million over the entire Christmas weekend. And interestingly enough, even though this is kind of Warner Brothers' approach, right, was to release all their movies around the same time. Color Purple opening day was on Christmas, so it got a big boost, obviously. Look at Wonka. Wonka basically tied with Aquaman over Christmas. And I've been
Jeez.
saying for a while, I thought that was going to be the one that did really well, like over time. And I think Wonka is going to be a decent hit for them. But Aquaman 2 is going to lose a fuck ton of money when
Yeah.
it's all said and done.
Iron Claw. What is the Iron Claw's budget? I mean, I know it's
Like
huge budget.
25 million or something like that.
Hopefully, it makes its budget. We'll see.
It was like somewhere between 15 to 25 million, I think, if I
Okay.
remember right. But yeah,
Yeah.
so what Warner Brothers has we'll see what Color Purple does long term. That's a movie that needs to make around $300 million worldwide to break even. Wonka needs to make what 375 to break even. I think Wonka will do that when it's all said and done.
How's
Because
word of mouth? Word of mouth been pretty good for that movie.
Yeah, I think it has been, and it's tracking pretty well, and it's doing good overseas as well. So I think that's going to, like, a lot of people are expecting that over the long holiday season to potentially, hit over $500 million worldwide.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, this Aquaman situation is rough. But at this point in time, Ryan, you got this whole box office thing down pat for the most part. Is Aquaman going to make more or less than the Marvels?
I think it'll make more. I think it'll make more just because it has the holidays that are, I think, going to give it just a little bit of a boost. And honestly, it doesn't have that much further to go, right? Let's see. Marvel's is finished basically at $200 million. Aquaman right now is sitting at almost 120 million worldwide. I think Aquaman will do it. But because so much of that money is going to be from China, overall, it might take home a little bit less, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
And then so right now, it seems like the real question might be, can it do more than Flash? And it probably won't do more than Flash.
I don't see it.
That is wild. That is just wild. That hey, you get what you deserve, DC. This is what you wanted. You've had no clear vision for this universe, and you've the Amber Heard scenario that you tried to hide from people. Which, even though what is she in? Because I haven't seen the movie. Was she in 15, 20 minutes? She said probably screen time.
Something like that. But like, she's in the background of a decent amount of the movie. She doesn't have that many lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anything that's going to have her in it more, like, based on the advertising, they really did try to hide her in the advertising. They really did. And that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody here. We appreciate it. And again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you had a great Christmas. G&G back on the grind as always. I still don't know what's happened with Tuesday night's main event yet. I know a lot of people are not going to be there, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So you guys just be on standby on the community tab. I was supposed to do a Cobra Cast last night. It was going to be a quick, brief Cobra Cast, but with the whole thing with the issues on my new channel, I was kind of focusing in on getting some of that cleared up, and so I didn't get around to it. So my apologies for that. But hey, Ryan, we have to talk about something really quick that actually it was something that I touched upon on Daily, and we're not going to go too far down the rabbit hole on it. I wanted to talk more about it on Cobra Cast, but it's Tucker Carlson and his video he came out with.
Kevin Spacey, Frank Underwood.
Dude, I absolutely loved what Tucker Carlson did. People keep saying that Kevin Spacey was in it. I don't recall Kevin Spacey being in that video at all. I recall seeing Frank Underwood.
Yeah.
And if you know about the lore, like with everything that happened with Frank Underwood and Kevin Spacey getting fired from, House of Cards, and then I can't remember, there was like 3 or 4 straight Christmases, it seemed like. Every year, Kevin Spacey would release this video as Frank Underwood, and people were freaked out by it because like, what the hell's going on? And it was because it was still when he was under investigation for all the accusations he was facing. And people like, this guy's lost his mind. And ultimately, look, I think Kevin Spacey is a freak, all right, a weirdo, a psychopath. If you look up the history of people that are involved with accusing him, it's a very Clinton-esque history going on there. But Tucker Carlson, man, I saw a lot of conservatives and right wingers just furious with Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, bro,
it is a little bit weird that Tucker would do it. But I feel the same way about Kevin Spacey. I think he's a creep. I think he's done a lot of probably pretty vile shit. And there's a greater than zero chance that he had people killed to silence them, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a chance that did happen. At the end of the day, everything he was accused of, he was found not guilty of in court. And now he's sitting there pointing at Netflix, who fired him over allegations. Now, I can have my personal opinions about him, and I certainly do. But nevertheless, he was cleared in a court of law. And yeah, for a lot of people didn't understand it because they weren't familiar with his character from House of Cards. So that's one part of it.
Yes.
People didn't understand what this act was, if this was a real political thing. No, this is something that he does on his YouTube channel. And I would say probably 4 out of the last 5 or 6 Christmases, he's done these things. And I also saw a bunch of people saying it was AI. No, it wasn't AI.
Kevin Spacey retweeted it.
Well, not only did he retweet it, Tucker put it out on his X. Kevin Spacey put it on his YouTube. So if it was AI, I don't know why it would be AI, but they both shared it on their own platforms. But no, it was fucking funny. It was funny.
Dude, there were so many people that were the uninitiated because when Frank Underwood, when he turns to the camera after the question, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? We're like, God, it's part of the show. Like,
he breaks the fourth wall during the show like that. He's like, I just hope everybody has a good Christmas and sits around, spends time with the family, and enjoys all this Christmas time. And then he turns, he's like, in actuality, there's nothing more I would like to do a line of blow, sit there with a glass of whiskey, and hope everybody in the world dies in a car accident on the way home.
Many people clip that out and they're like, Tucker Carlson, what is he doing? I was like, oh my God. But I think House of Cards is one of the best shows I've ever seen, except for the final season. The final season is a complete and total train wreck because that's where they fired him. And then it went full feminism. You know, it went full like man bad, woman good, woman takes over the presidency, all female cabinet. But yeah, man, it was so funny. It was so good. So I thought it was great. But yeah. I'm a huge fan of House of Cards. I think that it has so I think it's so eerily similar to what real politics are. The backroom deals, the moving, the shaking, the media getting involved in things, people being killed. I think House of Cards is way too close to home.
For the end of that first season is fucking nuts. And that first season's fucking wild, dude.
That's not the one. When did Zoe? What happened?
I think that's the subway. Right?
Zoe. Okay, is that the end of the first season? I thought that was.
So.
I thought that was. Did she only last one season? Wow, it's so weird because yeah, that's right. I guess it was the end of the first season. Wow. Because when I watched it the first time, you know how it is when you binge into it, you don't have that separation if you would have actually watched it when it came in. So. But yeah, man, when he did that, I was like, what the hell? But if you have not seen House of Cards, I think season 6 is the final season. I think it went 6 seasons. Watch the first 5 seasons and then stop. That's it. Just stop. Don't watch the last season.
I'm trying to find the fucking. Yeah, here it is. I'm trying to find the fucking thing that I just did where he's talking about Christmas or whatever.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's so good. And there's so many people who were like, what the hell is Tucker doing? And it's like, this is all. Here it goes.
What I think is strange is that Kevin Spacey is a fucking very prolific actor. He's had a lot of roles, stuff like this. The fact that he's so attached to this character
true.
I mean,
'Cause
it's probably
he
because
is.
he's also gay and also kills people. Like that's probably why he's very attached to the character.
No,
But
honestly, Kevin Spacey is Frank Underwood in a lot of ways. You know how people say like, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Like Kevin Spacey is Frank Underwood. He really is.
Just good enough to sip some eggnog and decorate the tree and listen to White Christmas and embrace all the things that make this such a special day. The truth is, I love nothing better on this day than to do a line of blow, drink a whiskey and Coke, hit a reindeer with my car, and wish you all the naughtiest Christmas ever.
You know, you and I have something in common.
People clip that out. They're like, what the hell is this?
God. And that the one thing that I do think is interesting that I had kind of completely forgotten about was the Netflix sound effect, the House of Cards
I
thing.
didn't know this until watching that interview. I had no
Yeah.
idea. They're gonna change it now. They're gonna change it. I guarantee you they changed it now.
They might.
I had no idea about this.
So, and I remember exactly the end of this episode right here. This is what they're talking about.
Yes.
That's
And
it.
that's and that's the Netflix. That's because what people. So back to the uninitiated or people that don't know, House of Cards is one of the first original Netflix series that really took
blew
off.
up, yeah.
It blew up, and it was their flagship show. Basically, I mean, they put everything behind it. Every time you would see Netflix advertised, it was House of Cards, and so now they've got that sound that he made. That iconic sound is now Netflix sounds, and Tucker and him brought up that. What was funny was when he asked Frank, he's like, do you still watch Netflix? And I can't remember his specific answer.
He's like, well, probably about as much as you still watch Fox.
Yeah, and then Tucker started laughing. It was so good.
Tucker had like a crazy cat. He's like, fair. it was one of those crazy Tucker laughs.
Oh man, but yeah, so that was wild. I was live. Ryan sent me that clip, and of course it's weird because on Messenger, I guess Facebook now has broken the
just
link
as X question mark.
Yeah, they've broken the preview link or whatever. Because Zuck hates Elon. But yeah, when I watched it, I was like, wow, this is awesome. So good stuff.
Why did Ryan do the Tucker laugh perfectly? I don't know.
Ryan's good at imitations.
Sometimes, like some of them I can nail, some of them I have no idea how to do. Lord Botha for $10. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a good morning. Thank you.
Hell
Lord
yeah.
Botha. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't going to sing it. Slade Lawton, member for 17 months. Don't forget, Jeremy never read Harry Potter books because they're above his reading comprehension.
Absolutely. I ain't got time to sit around and read, man. I got to do things like Fortnite.
Books are good. You could listen to them, Jeremy.
I've listened to my share of audiobooks when driving.
Bolt 95 Survivor for $1. Good morning, Jeremy and Ryan. Thank you for providing a Snake Pit Christmas yesterday. You're welcome. Dom A memberships. Thank you very much, Dom. I appreciate it.
Dom in the house.
that last comment reminded me. I got a comment on one of my videos. Yesterday. It's like, we're going to talk about it again today. All these fucking shills freaking out about how people were more mean to the Marvels than Aquaman 2 and all this shit. But I put out a pretty like savage video about some of these shills, and somebody comments, everyone else in the world having the happiest day of the year than this motherfucker. It was the first video I released on Christmas Day, like 11 a.m. in the morning on Christmas Day, just fucking shitting on these people. So funny.
Oh man.
Elite Neo for $5. Jeremy, you should have Yellow Flash on Tuesday night's main event this evening to explain that travesty of a Christmas movie tier list. Let Council of TNME decide his fate.
The problem is there's very few people are going to be available for tonight. So we will see. I'd love to get Flash on though.
Arclight gives him membership. Thank you, Arclight. Cash Kester, member for 4 months, says figs.
Cash Kester in the house.
Japanese Demon Lord of Beer Lucifer for $5. It's sad. Silent Night, Deadly Night never makes anyone's Christmas list. Yeah. Yo Pops for 5. Hey, Jeremy, do we figure out what happened with the Cobra 199 channel membership super chats? Did the super chats go through, but not the memberships?
Super chats went through, but the memberships did not go through. You all should, everybody who sent
And then
them,
the channel was demonetized.
yeah, everybody who sent the memberships should get a refund, because that's what happened. So again, when Geeks Gamers Life got memberships that first day, Real Smilebit dropped 50 gifted memberships over there, but no one was able to accept them. And then he got that refunded. He did confirm to me that he got that refunded. So yesterday, all of those gifted memberships, none of them actually went through because no one was able to accept them. So you should all get a refund. In terms of the channel, I have to submit an appeal. It's a brand new channel. I will say, like, if you are looking at the fact that the channel was just created and it already had, 400 or 500 people a day watching it, and it got monetized really quickly. I'm sure that throws some red flags in the system. I don't know why, you know what I mean? But like yesterday, somebody told me I had, again, I don't know if it's true or not. Somebody told me I had the biggest English speaking Fortnite stream on YouTube yesterday. So I don't know.
Christmas.
Yeah, probably. So I don't know, but it essentially it's reused content is what they hit the channel for. So they probably think it's me re-uploading live streams of myself, or they think somebody else is re-uploading live streams of me or something like that. I don't know, but we'll get it worked out. It's really aggravating though.
Makes sense. Lover of Green with 5 memberships. Thank you, Lover of Green. Loves to turn the chat green. Boogeyman for 2. Sony paid $300 million on Spider-Man 2. Wow. Sony paid 300. Oh, the game. Yeah, over 3. Yeah, it costs over $300 million. I did see that leak.
Zeke the Wise, what was your super chat on Cobra Cast? Just throw it here. We'll read it. Not saying you have to super chat. Just comment, and Steph or Jed can catch your comment, and I'll read it here.
Somebody said they thought it was reused content because you kept losing.
I did, and I got a fucking dub yesterday. I got a solo dub, and the last 3 streams, dude, they were trolling me yesterday. It was so funny, but we had started out with a win and ended on a win, but in the middle of everything happening, like, I'm like, all right, guys, let me know if Team YouTube responds, okay? And I'm playing Fortnite. Channels
they responded.
Somebody said, Jeremy, they responded. He said, if you just change the host, they'll remonetize the channel. I'm like, change the host? Well, like my Google AdSense? And I'm like, oh, you fuckers. You mean if they changed? I was like, damn it. It was so, and it made me fall off the map when I came in because I was trying to figure out what it meant. It was good. Shout out to Hayden Wayne.
The Flashcast tier list was bad. I agree with some of the takes, though. A Christmas Story is mid at best. Nightmare Before Christmas, Gremlins, and Die Hard are all top tier Christmas movies. Gremlins, I'm not a Gremlins guy.
I like Gremlins.
I'm not a Gremlins guy. Nightmare Before Christmas is good. A Christmas Story is the thing with A Christmas Story is I think I've watched it too many times. I don't know if you remember, TBS used to run that on a fucking 24-hour loop. And I feel like I've watched it too much.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's not special at all to me anymore. I used to really like it, but I feel like it's not special.
Yeah.
The Santa Claus is always a must, though. Tim Allen's The Santa Claus is a must at Christmas. WG with 10 gifted memberships. Shout out WG.
WG in the house.
For the Emperor says, hope everyone had a great Christmas. Thank you. We did. And then WG for 20. Not sure if Kevin Spacey is gay, but Jeremy said on Sports Wars his favorite baseball teams are the Yanks and the BJs. Hashtag he has thrown pillows on his bed. He has throw pillows on his bed. Hashtag boop.
Boop. That damn boop comment.
The fucking
so
refrigerator thing.
Shout out to WG in the house. How you doing, WG?
WD. Ryan for 10. Disney has to be running out of money with all these failures. If not, where's it coming from? Well, let's be real. when a movie loses a couple $100 million, that is a lot of money. But when Disney has what, $30 million in debt, or sorry, $30 billion in debt, just a drop in the bucket. But eventually, investors are going to come asking what the fuck's going on. Richard Waring for 5. Hollywood broke me. They never put anyone down for trashing me. Now I will not see a movie if anybody in the movies has trashed or does trash now. Thank you, Richard. Doll Life Dan for 5. It's a Wonderful Life is the best Christmas movie ever. And Flash put it in terrible, the worst offense on his list. That's pretty fucking brutal. Like, I don't. There has to be a balance, right? Because It's a Wonderful Life was made so long ago. It's like a classic. But like, I don't know if you could put that in terrible.
Bro, I'm just sorry, man. The moment, like, listen, I'm an understandable person, okay? Like, I get the criticisms of Home Alone 2. It's essentially the same fucking movie. You know what I mean? It's literally beat for beat. It's the same movie as Home Alone 1, okay? Muppets Christmas Carol and Terrible is unacceptable.
Yeah, that's a bad one. That's bad.
Unacceptable.
Yeah,
and
that's a bad
Raging
list.
Rhino should be ashamed of himself for that.
Just delete his channel.
Dude, it's bad. That is horrible. And I'm also got to hold Yellow Flash accountable for it too.
Yeah, that's my thing. So one person just put it in terrible. Couldn't you have said it's fucking peak? And
yeah, like, where's Tom at? Where's Flash at? Who else is on this panel? What the hell?
who else was responsible for
Yeah,
this?
come on. Who else? Name names.
That's right.
You guys want Epstein's list? We're getting Yellow Flash's list. Who the hell's responsible for putting Muppets Christmas Carol?
It's really a worse offense.
It really is.
Zeke the Wise for 5. This is what he said, I think, the other day. Merry Christmas, Jeremy. Don't forget to leave milk and cookies out for Santa. Hail the 199, Trump 2024.
Let's go.
Let's see. Lover of Green for 5. Nerd Wars. If possible, you can do a documentary on MCU fans' simp life. It would be hilarious. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to the exclamation point. Maybe it's supposed to say 199.
Dude, did you see that clip Nerd Wars put up? I retweeted it of the Grinch, like, at Universal. Holy shit, dude.
I don't
Hang
think
on.
so.
I saw it last night. I retweeted it because I saw it. Let's see. It's the Grinch. He was very impressed.
I see it with Krista.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, what the fuck? Is he gonna hit on her? What?
Here we go.
I'm sorry. Did I just ask my I mean.
Holy shit, dude.
What the fuck?
I couldn't believe it.
Did I just ask my I mean.
What the fuck?
I was like, damn.
It's gonna be funny. This actually isn't like an employee. This is just some random person off the street that like takes the chance to ogle women and shit.
Like those, dude, I swear. Okay, where were we at? We were like, Krista is so oblivious. All right, she's so oblivious. This is like years ago. We were in New York. She goes, "Oh look, there's Mickey Mouse." I'm like, don't go anywhere near him. Don't go anywhere near that Mickey Mouse.
That's like going by the Mickeys in Vegas. Like, bro, I saw a Mickey Mouse walking home from his shift in Vegas, and he would just, everybody that went by, he'd say, "Oh, go fuck yourself." Like, every single fucking person. He was like done with his shift. He just had enough of it. He probably sleeps in that thing.
Oh, shit. That's funny, man. God, yeah. Don't go near those Mickeys.
Don't do it. Andrew CR for 2,500 check. DJ Cabra got demonetized on Cobra 199 because he showed his bald head.
I did. I showed. I had to pull my hat off because Krista got that Snake Eyes hoodie for me, so it zips up over my head. Did you see it? It was awesome.
I missed it.
Fucking badass, man. So
Kratos for 5. House of Cards episode 1 ending was epic. Episode 1 or season? I don't remember the first episode ending.
I remember how the first episode starts. The
I don't-
dog, remember?
Oh yeah.
And he
Actually,
just
yeah.
sets the whole tone for the series.
It's true. Cook me up another rack of ribs. I'm feeling hungry today. It was the Hook episode. I was all in after that. Oh, the ribs. Yeah. Japanese Demon Lord of Beer Lucifer for 5. Did y'all hear that 10-cent Games, the biggest gaming conglomerate in the world, lost $40 billion the other day?
Really?
I didn't hear that.
I haven't heard about that.
Patrick Kelly for 5. Ryan, this is a joke. Thank you. Imagine Amber Heard as Mara Jade. Would you watch this? And could Amber pull a Mara Jade?
No.
Thank you, Patrick Kelly. Thanks for letting me know it was a joke. I would not want to see that. No. Tim P. Remember for 9 months, A Christmas Story is A+++ tier. If you know, you know. Haha. I love all the different perspectives on Christmas movie and totally get it. If any, hate it. WG for $20. Heard Gary got a PS5 for Christmas, boys. Look out, he's a pro gamer now and stuff.
One of these days, I'm gonna get Gary to join me for some Fortnite. I hear Az is obsessed with Lego Fortnite. I hear he's like obsessed with it. I still haven't tried Lego Fortnite. I do want to try it, but yeah, apparently he's been going crazy over Lego Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know. Tomac for $50. Thank you, Tomac. Jeremy, if your channel keeps getting demonetized, might I recommend Warhammer 40K Space Marine, as someone else would say, for the Emperor?
Yeah, I can't wait to get this situation resolved, because I think I got a lot of high hopes for that channel and what we're going to be able to do with just a central focus of gaming. Me and Hailstorm sometime this week are going to play the finals. I've heard good things about the finals, so me and Hailstorm are going to try to fire that up sometime this week, and look forward to seeing what that's all about.
Mike Hill for 5 or for 10. That was MCU fan dressed up as the Grinch. What's that noise he made? Like, like what the fuck was that? A Menti for $20. I hope you all remembered to leave cigarettes, shoes, Twinkies, and a Beretta 92 in your AC ducts for John McClane this Christmas. Watched it last night.
Sounds good, Tom. I see you, Tom.
I actually love watching like just the first like 10 minutes of that thing, because it's like, geez, like times are so different. Like, because he immediately stands up and he's got his gun. He had the gun on the plane. Like when he's going there, he gets off and just immediately lights up a cigarette at the fucking airport. The pregnant secretary, Holly's like, hey, why don't you go have a sip of champagne? She's like, oh, do you think the baby can handle it? And Holly's like, that baby's old enough to 10 bar at this point. So she goes out to take a drink. It's like things were so fucking different, man.
It's so wild, man. And and I know that this meme's a few years old, but it's like if Home Alone were made today, he'd wake up and he'd text like, hey, where are you guys at? OMG, Kevin. We were just about to board. I'm so sorry. I'm on my way home.
We'll DoorDash you some food.
Yeah, movie. No movie. Like, God, simpler times back then.
Yeah. Where was I? All right, I got to talk about these fucking losers really quick. Because this drove me nuts when I saw this the other day. We've been talking about Aquaman 2 being a failure and kind of the last nail in the coffin for a dead DCEU for a long time. And it didn't exactly come as a surprise because, quite frankly, 7 of the last DCEU movies have failed at the box office. And they already announced they're rebooting this thing. Everyone knows the franchise is dead. Yet somehow there's a lot of people who feel very upset that, in their opinion, they don't see the same kind of hate. They don't see the same kind of coverage over Aquaman 2 flopping as it did for the Marvels. Here's this guy.
Jeez.
Both critically and financially, Aquaman 2 is performing noticeably worse than the Marvels. They're both sequels to billion-dollar blockbusters. Yet I don't see any hit pieces from the trades when it comes to this movie starring a man. The math ain't mathin'. You've got Brandon Davis. Aquaman 2 flopped, yet I don't see a parade in the streets like when the Marvels underperformed. Both were sequels to billion-dollar movies. What's the difference? You got this dude, domestic opening totals, the Marvels Aquaman. Interesting to see those who came for the Marvel stay silent and not bring that same energy for Aquaman 2. Number one, a lot of us have been keeping that same fucking energy. Number one. Also, when you look at the trades, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, what are the articles there? Aquaman 2 delivers a lump of coal on Christmas holiday. Variety is like, Aquaman 2 sinks at the box office. They are fucking putting this thing on blast. Now, there is a difference between a $300 million plus The Marvels movie that had the biggest flop in the history of the franchise. Not when they've announced that it's done, not if they said we're rebooting, not when it's a dead franchise, but in the middle of its run, and what we saw with Aquaman 2. But the biggest difference to me, Jeremy, is these fucks, these retarded pieces of shit who are trying to still shill for the Marvels somehow. The biggest difference between these movies are you're not blaming fans for the failure of Aquaman 2. You're not blaming men for the failure of Aquaman 2 like you did back then. And shockingly, when you shit all over people, they might come back and talk a lot about that, like they did with the Marvels.
Yes. And ultimately, when your defense of your failed movie is the using another failed movie, that's probably a bad place to be in right there. That's probably a really bad place to be in. Your way of defending the Marvels failure is to point out the failure of Aquaman and say, hey, this movie that failed just as bad as my movie that failed. Hey, yeah, they're not covering this in the same way. It's a completely different situation. At no point in time was there ever a narrative that Jason Momoa or Aquaman was the center of the universe for the DC properties. There was a narrative that Captain Marvel and the Marvels was the centerpiece of the MCU moving forward. That was something they were trying to get forward. There's a lot of different variables that go into this, but at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, I think Ryan's point is the most valid of them, is that DC's already announced that they're moving on. Like this is a dead iteration of properties that they've done with the DCU. This is it. They are rebooting. They're restarting. It's starting all over. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is still going on. It's still happening as we speak right now. They are still moving forward with this continuity and these characters. And for that reason, the Marvels is a far bigger flop and a far bigger disaster. And again, look, man, the people that were crying about this are the same people that were celebrating the success, saying that all the chuds were angry and mad. And ultimately, it was fool's gold. We all knew it was fool's gold. And here we are watching it all play out.
Yeah, there's been so much of this over the past couple days. These butthurt fucking cucks that are just simping still for the Marvels, still trying to say, well, it's men's fault that it didn't happen. Well, it didn't have any marketing, blah, blah, blah. Men showed up for the Marvels. What, 65% of the audience was male for the Marvels? It's all these fucking women that you pandered to that didn't show up. So maybe have some of the same energy. All you fucking cucks who want a white knight for a little bit of pussy, maybe have the same energy towards all the women that didn't show up to support the Marvels that you have towards the male fan base. Because that was the audience. They came out and fucking admitted it.
We saw the demographics. We saw the demographics. We know the demographics.
Exactly. And you got Nia DaCosta shitting all over fans. You've got the media trying to protect Nia DaCosta, say, well, it might be a flop, but it's not her fault. Right? This is the type of energy. This is what creates some of the conversation on social media when you see the trades being so disingenuous. Mm-hmm. So the fact that these fucking losers are out there trying to set this narrative now, it's really pathetic.
Well, and the whole thing is like, and a lot of this is the shill media. Like, if you go back all of the Brie Larson videos I've made, I would say over half of them are not about Brie Larson as much as they're about the media's treatment of Brie Larson and how they were basically crowning her this queen, this dominant force, the first woman that's ever been in a movie type of energy that they were putting into it. There were so many Brie Larson articles and so many Brie Larson stories out there. The media just sent it to a level that I'd never seen. And so that's why so many got made. Some were specific about her for sure, but a lot of them just had to do with the media's treatment and the praise of her and the blind praise of her. So if you're mad Stay mad. The movie flopped. It's a failure. The fans were right. The fans have always going to be right. That we have called this out for a while, and now the Marvels has become the biggest failure in the history of the MCU, and it's not even close. What's the next closest failure to Marvels for the MCU? What's the lowest grossing movie?
Hulk. Incredible Hulk.
So
2008.
So we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe having its biggest flop since 2008. Whereas the DCEU has had flop recently, a lot of flops.
This is going to end up being its second highest grossing movie this year, probably. Right? It's going to beat Blue Beetle. It's going to beat Shazam: Fear the Gods. Will it beat Flash at 260 million? That's really the question.
Mm-hmm. Whereas so this is par for the course for the DCEU this year. Whereas the Marvels, this is the MCU has been in trouble, but trouble for the MCU would be a massive success for any other studio. This right here, this was a disaster with the Marvels. So it set a whole new standard for failure for the MCU. So that's the difference. And guys, I know. Respect women, male feminists. They are going to do anything they can to stand for women and respecting women online, but it's not going to get you laid. I promise you.
Yeah, dude. Fucking the Marvels had a budget that was almost equivalent to Infinity War. And that's what we know. Infinity War's production budget claimed $300 million, right? The Marvels, $274 million, and that's before an entire year of reshoots, visual effects, stuff like that. And we're talking about a movie that made $200 million at the fucking global box office. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty big failure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get to this. Hayden for $20 says Momoa's best role was as Khal Drogo. Where he just stood there menacingly, had a few fights, and only spoke in a made-up language. Jen Lee seems like a good dude from the outside, but I'm not a fan of his acting. I like him in stuff, but
I actually think the opposite of Momoa. I think Momoa's a piece of shit. As a person.
I think. I mean, I don't like any of his politics or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of polluting the ocean. So not with him on his views there with his fucking no water bottle bullshit. But I like him in I like him in Dune. I thought he was good as Duncan, Idaho. But yeah, I think he's limited in his range as an actor, certainly.
Yeah, he's definitely got TDS, which again, that's fine if you don't like Trump. I don't care. He has TDS, so he point blank.
90% of people in Hollywood, I'm going to disagree with their politics. That's the reality.
Yes.
Is it coming across in what they're making?
This
movie, it certainly did.
He made statements about it, and again, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna. If even something like you have to be next level for me to just not want to just watch something that you're in. Like Mark Hamill's reached that point with me where I don't even know if I'll ever want to see Mark Hamill in anything again. I just despise Mark Hamill. He is an extreme situation. So, but it is what it is.
Where was I? There's a $50 that came in from Kevin Hunt.
Gotta be careful with that one.
Oh my gosh. The magical. All right. So he must be talking. It was probably a typo. He's talking about the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Yes.
The Magical Negroes gave me cold this year. Bummer. Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that, Kevin.
Udite for 10. Another Aquaman Marvel's difference. Aquaman didn't get its $1 billion from its companies buying tickets. When I saw Captain Marvel opening weekend, there's a total of 7 people at my large popular theater for it. I mean, listen, I'm kind of tired of that, of people using that excuse.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion, guys.
Yeah. That's just personally how I see it. Listen, I saw a bunch of theaters that were sold out for events for the Marvels as well. I did. I saw a bunch of them that were for a little company audience here and there, but it made $200 million, not $1 billion. I think much more is that Marvel lied to everybody about the marketing. They made people believe that this was the most important movie, that you had to see it, that it got smashed between the 2 biggest movies in comic book history. That's personally what I think. And they convinced a lot of people that they had to go out and see it. When in fact, like Ant-Man 2 was probably more important for people to go see. but it wasn't marketed that way at all. If it had been, maybe it would have been the one that made $1 billion. The teaser, the cliffhanger at the end of a movie that already has a massive cliffhanger where, you know, half the people die was Captain Marvel. Like they were telling you that. And people trusted Marvel.
Not no more.
Lance for $5. If you guys did an FNT Christmas Carol, who would play what besides Scrooge, which of course belongs to Ryan? Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone.
I don't know. Odin would be the positive force, so I don't know.
Who would Jay be? Jay would be the ghost of Christmas present. Don't you think?
Yes.
I think he would be. Who would be Cratchit? Who would be Bob Cratchit? You saying that would be Odin?
I think so. I think that would be Odin. Jay is Tiny Tim.
No, Comics Division. Comics Division would be Tiny Tim.
Oh man.
Irma Gerd. Oh, an FNT Christmas Carol. I was thinking like G&G and FNT. Yeah, we could figure it out. Irma Gerd for 2. Raging Rhino was wasted from super chats. Blame chat. Okay. No excuse. Taker for 5. Imagine how many Hollywood reporters were pissed at the success of Oppenheimer only because they couldn't write the headline Floppenheimer. That's true. That would have been a good one. Zenny Biscuit for 2. Happy St. Stephen's Day and second day of Christmas. Thank you, Zenny Biscuit. Eudite for 5. People like seeing the Marvels fail because Captain Marvel already did, and this validated what people already knew. Lumpy Head for 2. Why do people keep going to this shit? I don't know what you're talking about, Lumpy Head. But thank you. I think we're all caught up.
All right.
400 people watching us on Rumble. Thank you, guys.
429 on Rumble. So shout out to you guys over on Rumble. Again, I'm not sure what's happening with Tuesday night's main event tonight. Everybody's kind of doing their thing, and so I've we'll see. Community tab and on Twitter, I'll update everybody, and we'll do something. I just don't know what yet. But other than that, Ryan, what do you got going on?
I got to get back to the grind between the Arizona trip and the holidays. I've been a little lazy, not really lazy, just busy. So I got to get back to the grind. Start pumping out videos.
Well, I will work on getting my my other channel situated. Hopefully that'll be corrected here in the next day or two. We'll see. Never know with YouTube though. But other than that, 199 backpacks are still on sale until the end of the year. And I see Cam Man's dropping the links right there, as is Eric K. So the 199 backpack, we hit our sales goal. Thank you all so much for that. And we have extended it until the end of the year, December 31st. So make sure you get your 199 backpack G&G limited edition. And Desirius dropping a gifted Geeks and Gamers membership. Thank you so much. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.